Tom's lifeless body lay at the bottom of the stairs, his head twisted at an unnatural angle. His mouth was open in a frozen scream, his eyes wide with horror. Blood poured around him, seeping into the cracks of the concrete floor. The students who found him didn't dare move closer. They just stared, their breath shallow, their hands trembling. It had only been a week since Madame Koi Koi's death. Now, one of them was dead too. No one spoke about it out loud, but they all knew. This was her revenge. St. Peter's College in Otoro, a remote village in Delta State, Nigeria, was no ordinary school. It had a dark past that no one dared to speak about. The legend of Madame Koi Koi wasn't just a story, it was a warning. Madame Koi Koi had once been a teacher at the school, known for her strict discipline and harsh punishments. She was feared, not respected. Her sharp tongue cut deeper than any cane, and her red heels clicking on the floor announced her presence before she even entered a room. Students hated her, but no one had ever dared to stand up to her. Until one fateful evening, when a group of students decided they had suffered enough. It happened on a Friday night. The school was almost empty, with most students gone for the weekend. Only a few remained, including the ones who had planned everything. They waited for her in the deserted third-floor hallway, their hearts pounding. As she walked past them, the sound of her heels echoing, they struck. She barely had time to react before the first punch landed. She screamed, trying to fight back, but they were too many. The students hit her, kicked her, ignoring her cries for mercy. "Please, stop," she begged, but no one listened. One final push sent her tumbling down the stairwell. The sickening crack of her skull against the floor silenced her forever. Before she died, she whispered, "You will never know peace." At first, it was just nightmares. The students who had been involved in her death started waking up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat. They all saw the same thing, her bloodied face staring at them, the sound of her heels clicking in the darkness. Then, strange things started happening in the school. At night, footsteps echoed through empty hallways. Locked doors swung open by themselves. Shadows moved in the corners of classrooms. The air grew thick and heavy, like something unseen was watching them. The teachers dismissed it as paranoia, but the students knew better. Madame Koi Koi had returned. And she wasn't done with them yet. A week after Madame Koi Koi's death, Tand was found dead. He had been part of the group that killed her. His body was discovered at the bottom of the same stairwell where she had fallen. His head was twisted unnaturally, his face frozen in terror. Panic spread through the school. Some students claimed they heard footsteps following them when no one was there. Others swore they saw a shadowy figure in blood-stained clothes near the stairwell. Fear gripped everyone. The school principal called an emergency meeting, warning students not to leave their dorms after dark. But it was already too late. Madame Koi Koi had returned, and her revenge had only just begun.